So for 4-inch pipeline, we are doing the pressure drop calculations. So we need to calculate the Reynolds number. For that we require the dimensions. So D is the inside diameter of pipe. So from the data which is given, which is OD minus twice the thickness. So here we are considering nominal thickness. Remember that the minimum thickness is required only for the pressure calculations. For flow calculations, you have to go with the average thickness or average inside diameter, which is based on the nominal size. So we get the inside diameter as 102.26 millimeters. V is the average velocity of fluid. So we have been given the mass flow rate, which will convert into volumetric flow rate by dividing by density, and then dividing by the area will give us the velocity. So it is m dot is given, divided by rho will give volume flow rate, divided by pi by 4 d square will give us the average velocity. So this is mass flow rate is given as 110,000 kg per hour. So I'm converting that to kg per second. This divided by rho. So density of the fluid is given as 900, and this entire thing is divided by pi by 4 into the diameter. So I'm considering that in meters. So it becomes 0.10226 the whole square. So this gives us the velocity as 4.13 meter per second. So next we'll calculate the Reynolds number, which is dV rho divided by mu. So here the diameter we already calculated as 0.10226. Velocity we have calculated as 4.13 meter per second, and the density is given as 900 kg per meter cube. The viscosity of fluid is given to us as 1.45 centipoise, which corresponds to 1.45 into 10 to power minus 3 in the SI units. So this is in Newton second per meter square. So this value is in centipoise. So if you calculate, the Reynolds number turns out to be 262,138. So that is the Reynolds number that what we are getting. Now we'll be using the Colebrook-White equation in order to calculate the friction factor. In order to do that, since it is a non-linear equation, we have to solve it iteratively, and to do iterations we require some seed value to proceed. So the seed value you can assume randomly, but there is another equation known as Blasius equation which can be used to start the iteration. So the Blasius equation, which gives us, so note that this is just to seed the iteration, and this is not the actual factor. So FD can be estimated, so that is to seed iterations. 0.3164 Reynolds number raised to minus 0.25. So if you substitute the value of Reynolds number, we'll get the friction factor as 0.01398. So, note that here FT is on both the sides. The way I'll be doing iterations is as follows. So we have iteration number, then I'll be considering LHS, that is 1 by under root FD, and the other column which is FT, which will be given as 1 by LHS the whole square. So to begin with, we have some value of FT. So we'll start here and then move from the right hand side. We'll calculate the left hand side and then move forward. So let's see that. So to begin with, we have for the first iteration the FT value from Blasius equation we have got as 0.01398, and in this equation we have E value, that is the roughness value, is given as 0.05 meters. The diameter we have calculated as 102.26. So sorry, this is not meters, this is in millimeters, this is also in millimeters. The Reynolds number we have calculated previously, and FD, by substituting this number we can calculate the value of LHS. So by substituting this value into the right hand side we can calculate the left hand side. So that becomes 7.3427. So using the right hand side part of this equation, substituting the assumed value of Ft, we will get the left hand side, which is 1 by under root Ft. So if you invert this and take the square, that gives you the value of Fd for the next iteration. So for the next iteration it is 0.01855. So we are going in this manner. So in the third iteration we are having 7.3874, which gives us 0.01832, and the last iteration it is 7.3855, which gives you 0.01833. So we'll see that the solution as the iterations have sufficiently converged. So we'll consider 0.01833 as the value of Darcy's friction factor, and we'll now calculate the pressure drop for 4-inch pipe. So the pressure drop delta P by rho G 4 inches would be given as 0.01833, that is the FD. Length of the pipeline is the equivalent length what we calculated for 4-inch pipeline, which is 150.14, divided by diameter is 0.0226, multiplied by velocity we have calculated as 4.13 the whole square, divided by 2 into 9.81. So we'll get the value of the pressure drop head as 23.40 meters. So this is the pressure drop head corresponding to 4-inch pipeline. We'll do the similar calculations for 6-inch pipeline now. So calculation procedure is exactly similar. So I'm not going into details of calculation. I'm just giving the numbers. So for 6-inch pipeline, the inside diameter of the pipe, it comes to be 154.02 millimeters. The corresponding velocity is 1.822 meter per second, and the Reynolds number corresponding to this particular case comes out to be 174,215. Then the estimated or the root value of the friction factor using the Blasius equation, it comes out to be 0.01549. So if you take this as a seed value and use the Colebrook-White equation, you will get the value of Fd. So Fd from Colebrook-White equation, it comes out to be 0.01816. So I've just skipped the calculations which are similar to what we did earlier. So the delta P by rho G corresponding to 6-inch pipeline will be given as FD, which is 0.01816 multiplied by L by D. So here length of the pipeline we have calculated as equivalent length as 225.17 meters divided by diameter, which is 0.15402. So that is this number, multiplied by v square by 2g. So velocity is 1.822 the whole square divided by 2 into 9.81. So we'll get here the pressure drop in the 6-inch pipeline is equal to 4.49 meters. So here the pressure drop is given in terms of the liquid head height. So that is 4.49 meters. So now we'll use the Bernoulli's equation in order to calculate how much inlet pressure is required. So how much pressure you must supply at the inlet so that at the outlet, that is at the distillation column, the pressure mentioned is 1 atmosphere. So in order to achieve 1 atmosphere, how much pressure you require at the inlet, that is what we'll calculate using the Bernoulli's equation. So the Bernoulli's equation is P1, that is at the inlet, P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g, the velocity head at the inlet, plus the elevation at the inlet will be equal to, at the outlet, pressure head, velocity head, the elevation at the outlet, and plus the pressure drop head total. So in this case we need to know, so P1 is unknown, P2 is given as 1 atmosphere. The velocity at inlet and outlet, if you look at the pipeline, both the inlet and outlet pipeline is having 4-inch size, and since the flow rate is same, we have the velocity which is equal, so the velocity head will get cancelled. The elevation Z1 and Z2 we need to note from the figure. So if you look at this figure, we'll find that the elevation of the inlet nozzle is given as 4 meters from the ground, and elevation of the outlet nozzle is given as 10 meters from the ground. So we have to use that values as Z1 and Z2. So let's substitute the values. So therefore P1 divided by rho g plus this term is cancelled. 4 meters is this term, will be equal to P2 divided by rho g. I will substitute P2 value later, plus the Z2 value which is given as 10 meters. So this is Z2 value, and delta P is corresponding to pressure drop in 4-inch pipeline plus pressure drop in 6-inch pipeline. So that is 23.4 in 4-inch pipeline and 4.49 meters in the 6-inch pipeline. So using this we'll get P1 minus P2 divided by rho g equal to 33.89 meters. The P2 or the pressure at the outlet is given as 1 atmosphere. So that corresponds to 1.01325 into 10 to power 5 Newton per meter square. So therefore using this equation we'll have P1, that is a unknown, or the inlet pressure which is required, will be given as P2, that is 1.01325 into 10 to power 5 Newton per meter square, plus the value rho gh. So rho is 900 kg per meter cube, g multiplied by 33.89 meters. So this gives us the pressure at the outlet is at the inlet as 4.005 into 10 to power 5 Newton per meter square, or this is equal to 4.005 bar. So this is the absolute pressure which is required at the inlet of the vessel. So this particular calculation illustrates how do we calculate uh, the pressure drop in a pipeline which has got other than straight line pipe elements. So pipeline which has got elbows, bends, T's, walls, inlet and exit losses. So how do we take into account all of this and calculate the total pressure drop for the system is illustrated by this particular case. In this specific problem, we wanted to know the inlet pressure, and for a given case, the pipeline was already selected. In a design from a scratch, in general, you don't know the inlet pressure. You know the outlet pressure, that is a column pressure you would be knowing, but you have to play with different pipeline sizes and find out which pipeline requires how much inlet pressure, and then do cost analysis to find out which is the optimum case. So that completes this particular session. So if you have any queries about this session, kindly let me know. Uh, Thank you for your time, and see you in the next session. Bye everyone.